Hi guys, I'm here today with Sarah. I'm really excited to be doing this video. I'm here with Color Wow, and obviously we're mixing together today with Beach Waver to create one of the looks that you've been requesting to see for so long now, which is called the glass wave. So those super silky, shiny waves has a real modern finish to it, and it just looks really irresistible. It's that desirable, sexy hair, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to get the look. Okay guys, so step one of the look is probably one of the most important for me. It's about prepping the hair and getting the hair in the right texture. Now, glass wave is all about silky, glossy hair. So my go-to is the Color Wow Dream Coat. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I like to use this because it's really important you use it in the right way to get the best results. When you use it in the right way, it really does transform the texture of hair. So what we're gonna do on wet hair is basically apply the Dream Coat from root to tip. So when I use the Dream Coat, I really saturate the hair in it, just because I wanna make sure each strand of hair has the same technology. As you guys know, this really does kind of give your hair that amazing glass-like shine. So I just think it's really important you don't just put one or two sprays on, that you actually saturate the hair.
So you can't really overdo it.
No, not at all. And the thing is, it doesn't make your hair greasy, it doesn't make it sticky, it's almost as light as water, you know, so you can really load it up. I find the more the better, but I think for me, if I'm ever in a rush and I don't put enough of the Dream Coat on, that's where I end up having to do a lot more styling to try and make the hair look in better condition or give it a great shine. I mean, especially your hair, Sarah, with it being bleached, you know, I know from bleaching my hair as well, like it needs that little bit more love.
Yeah.
So I know this is literally going to transform the texture and help with that blow dry to give us that real luxurious shine.
So can you do it on dry hair, or it should be wet before?
Definitely wet hair.
Okay.
Yeah, the hair has to be wet. That's why we'll wet your hair down before, just to get the technology to work. This product works a little bit like your garden furniture outside with that kind of technology where when it rains, the water beads up on the surface of the furniture. This kind of, you know, basically is what we did. We took that technology and put it into hair care. So
cool.
When the water tries to get in there, it'll kind of repel off. So it keeps that real silky, glossy, you know, perfect style that you've spent all your time doing, you know. It's also great on extensions. So if you do add a couple of extra pieces for length or, you know, volume, it's also great for that. But honestly, all hair types, I prep it on pretty much everything.
How do you feel about the nozzle? So I feel like with professional hairdressers, so being a hairdresser myself, oftentimes I see people sort of misdirecting the concentrator on the nozzle and opening up the cuticle. So do you have a thought on like kind of how to close the cuticle and how to use the angles of your...
I think nozzles are really important to basically, you know, get that smooth finish.
Yeah.
I think it's something that maybe people at home struggle with a little bit, knowing what the nozzle does. But basically, you know, when you're running the hairdryer down the hair, if you angle the nozzle flat and keep the cuticle super smooth, that's how you get the shine. If you use the nozzle in the wrong way and you blow dry the hair up, that's when you're opening the cuticle and making it rough and dry. So it's really important to direct that nozzle and let the nozzle do the work for you. It is there for a reason. So Sarah, you should be able to feel the difference now. So we just dried that section.
Oh my God, it feels amazing actually.
It feels great, but also, you know what? The color of your hair is literally changed. It looks brighter and lighter, and also all of a sudden it's like multi-dimensional with the different colors.
Good. What's incredible is as a stylist, and I think somebody at home recreating a look, you can be afraid to use all that product. You know, just worried that it's going to weigh it down, but it actually feels really lightweight and it feels soft. It actually doesn't feel like there's anything on it.
The hair. Your hair should feel as light, you know, as a feather, and it really kind of shouldn't feel heavy or sticky. But also, we shampooed your hair in the Color Security Shampoo, which is a really important part of, you know, I guess the whole healthcare package for your hair. It contains no sulfates, no silicones, so therefore that's why your color looks so sparkly and shiny. You know, especially with the pink, it really reflects that.
And everyone always asks that. They want to know, like, how do I make it last? You know, because every time you wash your hair, if you are using sulfates, it's really cleansing. It's like the dishwasher soap, and it's getting rid of your color. So if you have a product that actually can protect it, it's really great.
Okay, what I'm going to do is give you a little tip for the front. Now, your hair's quite fine at the top, so I want to kind of create a little bit more volume. The glass wave is not about that Hollywood kind of, you know, voluptuous hair. It's about that sleek, glossy look, but with that kind of really romantic bend. So what I like to do is just to create a little bit of volume at the top, I like to use the raise the root. So we've created like a really smooth finish throughout the mid-lengths and ends with the Dream Coat. Just dried that in. I'm just going to pop a little bit of raise the root around the front section just to give you that little bit of lift. But I'm not going to work like the rest of the hair, just literally at the front. That front section is what gives it that really kind of romantic feel, and it gives it that kind of, I mean, when I think of glass wave, I think it's sexy and I think it's romantic and flirty, but then the rest of the hair is sleek and shiny, and I think that's the nice contrast. So just a couple of sprays around the front is enough. And
is that product, do you want to go right in and dry it? Like if you were to spray the whole thing, will it kind of harden up like a lot of root lifters?
No, it's super light. Okay. So you don't need to worry about anything being too heavy. And I'm only actually going to use it on the very roots.
Yeah.
So no, it's not heavy at all. And it just works really, really nicely with the Dream Coat. A lot of people think when you're using Dream Coat, you can only use that. But you can still use like the raise the root on the root to give it volume. You can mix the products. So what we're going to do, Sarah, is use the Style on Steroids whilst we use your Beach Waver. So we're going to combine the two products. Style on Steroids is a great way of giving you volume. So although this is a sleek look, the hair falls together and it looks rich and it looks luxurious. So great for people with fine hair, and it's just a great styling tool because it has heat protection in it as well. So give it a little blast, just to give the hair some hold, and then we're going to use your Beach Waver. I'm taking big sections on a diagonal, and I'm going to basically I'm just going to clip these ends and then wrap it in, and then I just basically feed the ends in a little more, and then just go in towards the root. Now, I'm going to leave the very root out just because I don't want too much volume. I just want that really romantic tail towards the mid-lengths and ends. Now, Sarah, I'm so happy you created this product just because I feel like it made life easy for the real woman at home. You know, the consumer at home. I think quite often, if I'm ever using like a regular curling iron, I get so many people writing me saying, I can't use a curling iron, you know, how can I, you know, create that same look myself? So I think it's great that you created this because I think it made it, you know, I guess user-friendly for everyone.
Yeah, and the idea is simple. Like as a professional hairdresser, it does everything a Marcel will do. So it's rolling automatically, but you still control it. So it makes it really easy. And the little clamp actually is just taking place of your fingers. Because I used to tell people when you're at home, hold it upside down and then wrap it backwards and wear a glove, and it was really complicated. So you just do this.
Yeah, which is amazing. And then you just grab those ends in. And I think the great thing about this look that we're creating today is a lot of people, when they're kind of using the Beach Waver, I guess they think it's going to be more of a messy look. It's nice to see that you can create a really rich, luxurious look with it. You know, it's not just about, I guess it's just not a one-trick pony. You know, you really can create great volume and curl in the hair.
Yeah, and that's like being a hairdresser and inventing a product, I really wanted it to do a lot of different things, create a lot of different looks. And we have a lot of hairdressers too that work in salons that actually use it all the time because it saves them tons of time. They can do roller sets, you can get old Hollywood glam waves, and you can get a beachy wave by leaving the ends out. So you really can create a lot of things with the Beach Waver.
What's the most interesting way you've seen someone use this?
Let's see, honestly, I always was about a beachy wave going away from your face. So I would always tell everybody, okay, one of the simple rules is when you clamp it, you want it to clamp in, you want it to roll away. And then we actually had somebody online send us a video and she rolled everything in.
Why?
And because she wanted a very
good this
vintage.
curl is, it just stays so well, it's so nice and bouncy.
She wanted like a vintage roller set, and it was actually really beautiful because when she brushed it all out, it had a very like 1940s Veronica Lake feel to it. Yeah. And it was rolled in, and she did it the volume on the top in as well. So it was kind of cool to see like a retro look done with it. When I did create it initially to make beachy textured cool waves, what I love is that you can do this glass wave, you can do a beautiful old Hollywood, Veronica Lake wave, and then roller sets. Honestly, roller sets were, after we launched the Beach Waver, I was doing Fashion Week and I was doing a Dennis Basso show, and the look was old Hollywood. And I was like, you know what? Instead of holding it vertical, let's see what happens when we turn it horizontal, when we roll it under. And that's when we kind of figured out, like, wow, this is just like your professional Marcel. You can do anything that a regular curling iron can do. Style on Steroids is really great because you're getting a heat protectant too. So when you create that barrier between the cuticle and the iron, you get a really nice even curl as well. So what Chris was saying earlier is really important, is sometimes just taking a little bit of extra time to prep your hair. It gives it a little bit more grip to it. So there's that. Also, I'm a huge fan of not touching your hair when you curl it. So as you can see, I'm letting Chris do his job, curl my hair, but I'm not instantly touching it and running my fingers through, which I think a lot of people have a tendency to do. So it's allow it to cool so that you get a really beautiful curl. And then sometimes I will use silver clips if I really want a set that's gonna last me. If it's a bridal updo or something that you know you're going to an event, you want it to last and your hair does tend to fall. When you remove it from the curling iron, you can place a silver clip and get an on-base curl, which means you're just sort of attaching it to the base so that it cools. And when it comes out, you're gonna have a bouncier, sort of fuller curl.
This is so nice, the two hairdressers doing it together, because I can just like do what you're talking about. So basically, we're just using these silver clips. So you can use any sort of clip that just doesn't mock the hair. These are great because they don't mock the hair. And you basically just pin your curl in place so it can set whilst the hair is, while they're working on the rest of the hair. So it's great to kind of, even if you just do it at the front for the volume and let the rest, you know, be more relaxed. I think the most important thing with the glass wave is that you get a good bend into the hair though. You get a good strong bounce. You know, the glass wave actually looks really effortless, but it does have a strong base to it. It has that nice bouncy kind of strong, kind of almost like a set, but it's just done in a much more relaxed way. That's why the beach wave is a great way of doing it, because it gives you the kind of hold that you need, but without making the hair overly bouffant, where you can't do anything with it and you're trying to flatten it and get rid of the volume, you know? Okay, Sarah, so the hair's all curled now. Well done for not brushing it out or touching it at this point. Like Sarah said, this is the worst thing you can do is fiddle with your curls when you're doing them. Let them cool, let them do the thing, and then you can start to create your shape later. I love how you got this bedazzlement in the brush, Sarah.
Yeah, so this is Swarovski crystals. This is the Onset styling brush. There's also a mini version, which my clients love. Like when they're going to the red carpet, I'll give them the little brush they can stick it in their purse and get a little bling.
Amazing. Well, we're gonna get two matches made in heaven now, because I'm gonna use my favorite, Cult Favorite Hairspray. I'm gonna apply it to your blinged up brush. So we've got two amazing products working together. Now, this brush is gonna work really nicely to go through the hair and brush these curls out. What the Cult Favorite's going to do is just give me some control. This is one of my favourite hairsprays, especially for colour treated hair, because it doesn't dull the colour down. One of my pet hates about, you know, hairspray, and you know I like to use a lot of product, is when it dulls the colour and when it starts to change the colour.
This is one of my favorite tips ever, you guys. This is a big celebrity hair trick. And I know it can be kind of scary. You curl all of your hair and then we want you to brush it out. But honestly, you'll see this backstage fashion week, whenever we're doing a really glam, gorgeous look, what you're doing is taking this flexible hairspray and spraying it on the Onset styling brush so you get even distribution of the product.
Don't forget, guys, one of the most important things when you're creating this look is to actually brush the hair out confidently. Don't just brush over the top, because you're going to end up with ringlets. Now, because we curled the hair in the same direction, remember when we curled the hair, the left side went away from the face and the right side went away from the face. That's how you create a look where you can brush the hair through and the curls will fall into place. Now, if you do random curls, like one way, one the other, when you brush the hair, it's not going to fall into this romantic wave. So that's probably one of the key tips when you're creating this look. Make sure if you split the hair in half, one side goes away from the face to the back and the other side goes away from the face to the back. Don't curl the hair in random directions, because you won't get the same effect.
Right, this beautiful pattern is because they're all going in the same direction.
Absolutely. And like I said, guys, you know, I love that I can use this product and brush it through and through, and the hair is still light and shiny. See how light and shiny it still is? It's not kind of, you know, getting crispy or dull. It's still kind of really soft. And like I said, it's about respecting the color at this point. It's about keeping that nice glossy pink. I'm just gonna finish by using a little bit of hairspray on this tiny little brush, just to dress down the hair, keep it really nice and tight. I'm gonna tuck this side behind the ear. I think one side is always nice behind the ear. I always like to use a toothbrush as well, just to keep this front bit solid. So I sometimes just kind of brush the hair together, just so, you know, I'm not having to put a big brush through, but I can just refine the ends. Remember that glass hair is about that kind of real perfect looking hair, and I think the face framing kind of finish makes a big difference, you know?
Feels amazing. It's actually incredible because it feels supernatural. Like it feels soft, it feels like it has movement, you can run your fingers through it.
Exactly.
It's incredible, but with that pattern that was created, it'll always fall back into
place.
This beautiful, beautiful polished wave.
Exactly, you can just keep on brushing it. I mean, I'm brushing it now. And the thing is with this is, what I like to do as well is a little tip, if you can't get your waves to fall into place, what I always like to do is brush it and almost hold it into a ponytail all the way to the ends. And if your hair's super long, sometimes it can separate. I just tease the ends slightly, so I just use the brush to push the hair up. And then when you bring that round, it should fall into that really kind of romantic, very beautiful bouncy waves. Listen, do you really think people can do this themselves at home? I mean, I tried to keep it realistic. Okay.
I do.
Definitely.
Well, that's the thing is I feel like as a woman too, styling your own hair, having a couple simple steps like this, like knowing the proper prep, that's really helpful to making it feel so polished but so soft.
Absolutely.
And then having the right tools and the right products and just following these couple simple steps and you can have this glam gorgeous
Guys,
hair.
honestly, it is just about knowing those little tricks. None of it and none of the hair I ever create is about reinventing the wheel. It really is about just beautiful hair done in a great way. And I think for me, probably one of my biggest secrets of the hair I do and the looks that you guys request to see the how-to for is all about how I prep the hair. Now, if I'd have just gone straight in with Sarah's hair and blow dried it without any of the dream coat on it, it wouldn't have had the shine, it wouldn't have had the finish, it would have been frizzier, it would have been drier, so I'd have spent a lot more time trying to kind of polish the hair, overloading it with serums and oils, then it gets greasy. The great thing about this is this will last for days. The hair isn't greasy, it isn't overly coated with product. It just has a great foundation and it's almost like scaffolding for the hair, which will last for days. So you're going to be looking glam for this week, so I hope you make some plans. I think maybe just a lip to finish off. You reckon we can have a little lip?
I love a lip, you guys.
Yeah. Okay guys, this is the finished look. Sarah, you look amazing.
Thank
I know
you.
you're feeling amazing as well because your shoulders are a little bit further back and you're sitting a bit taller. I like it. I like it when someone feels themselves. The real magic about creating hair, whether it's for someone in a salon or whether it's, you know, for a model or a celebrity, it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. And this hairstyle really is a feel-good hairstyle. It's sexy, it's elegant, but it's also relaxed and understated. I think it's all of these things that make it look so special, but also feel so special. So Sarah, I think you're gonna have a good week ahead.
Yes.
Thank you for being my model.
I feel amazing. Thank you for doing my hair.
You're more than welcome. I'm really excited for everyone at home to see how you guys achieve this look. So make sure you either write a comment below or tag me and Sarah in your pictures because we'd love to see what you guys want to see more of, but also how you take these little tricks and, you know, show us how they help you and if they help you. And if you have any more questions, hit us up.